So unless you were living under a rock last night, the AAF started up. Solid football, guys. I can't complain. But I'll go over some of the games real quick. You had the San Antonio Commanders versus San Diego Fleet. Woodside threw for 255 in that game. 2 interceptions. And then didn't throw any touchdowns. You had Benavici, the starting quarterback for the Fleet, looked awful in that game. Taking a lot of chances in that game. Got pounded in that game. Hit hard. The San Antonio Commanders have a solid defense. Picked them off twice. One was returned long. That game ended 15-6. The only touchdown was by Kenneth Farrow, former, I believe, San Diego Chargers running back. And that game ended 15-6. That game was solid. Big hits in that game. I might even put up the hit on whatchamacallit? Benavici, the quarterback for the Fleet. He ended up being replaced by Philip Nelson in that game, but he got smacked in that game. You won't see a hit like that in the NFL, that's for sure. Orlando Apollo versus the Atlanta Legends was the next game. That game ended 40-6. Really wasn't close in this game. Atlanta opened up the scoring with the field goal. It was actually the first points ever in the AAF. And then the Orlando Apollos followed that up with a touchdown. And that was the first touchdown in the AAF. I believe it was the longer touchdown from Garrett Gilbert to Jalen Marshall. Jalen Marshall being the wide receiver, and obviously Garrett Gilbert being the starting quarterback for the Orlando Apollos. Yeah, that was a solid touchdown pass. It was both the corner and the safety had decent coverage. The dude just threw a dime, and the receiver went up and made it a hell of a catch on that play. I liked Garrett Gilbert. He was 15 for 25 and 2 touchdowns. Solid day. And obviously you had the Philly special where Jalen Marshall returned the favor to Garrett Gilbert right before the half. Yeah, the game was a blowout. I still enjoy it. Matt Sims had crap in that game. He threw 3 picks. But another standout in that game was Terrence Gervin, the linebacker for the Orlando Apollo. He had a pick 6 in that game. The game was very fun to watch. I enjoyed it. Well, I enjoyed the highlights. I didn't get to watch the game. Obviously, I had the Commanders and the Fleet on in my area, but I watched the highlights. And, you know, good for the Orlando Apollo and any Orlando Apollo fans out there. But, guys, you might be watching some guys that might be playing on your NFL squad next year. I mean, would it be a shock if Garrett Gilbert has a solid season with the Apollos and goes and becomes not maybe a starting quarterback, but a team gives him a shot? Maybe he is a starting quarterback. He didn't look too bad in that game. Woodside, yeah, he threw 2 picks, one being a batted ball in the air, which I believe ball should have been caught by his receiver, but it is what it is. And yeah, he threw 1 bad pick, but Woodside didn't look too bad in that. And then there's already talks that Terrence Gervin is going back to the NFL because he's the standout for Orlando Apollo and looked really solid in that game. 2 picks by a linebacker. Doesn't happen that often. So, guys, I enjoyed the football. What did you think? Today, the Birmingham Iron will go against the Memphis Express at 4 o'clock. I'll be doing a review on that game. I'll probably be back on here talking about that game. And then you'll have the Arizona Hotshots versus the Salt Lake City Stallions. The Arizona Hotshots are supposed to be the best team in the league. That game is going to be at 8 o'clock tonight. Both, I believe, will be on TV. One will be on CBS. And I don't know if the Arizona... I think the Arizona Hotshots and the Salt Lake City Stallions will be on prime time. I got to look that up. Don't hold me to it, guys. But I enjoyed the games last night. And I hope you guys did too. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought. This will be the end of my video. It's One Giant Rebuttal. Please like and subscribe. And go Birmingham Iron.